It feels like over the last couple of years, Pilates has become the new fitness obsession. Reformer studios are opening everywhere. Getting into a good class feels like getting a reservation at a trendy restaurant. And social media makes it look like every other girl now spends her mornings on a reformer wearing a matching Alo yoga set. Lady Gaga, Hailey Bieber, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ed Sheeran, Kendall Jenner, Dua Lipa, Jennifer Aniston, Meghan Markle. The list of celebrities obsessed with Pilates just keeps getting longer. And what's interesting is that Pilates isn't being sold as just a workout anymore. It's being sold as a lifestyle, as a promise of the toned, expensive-looking body. But do reformers actually deliver some kind of unique result? Or are we looking at really good fitness marketing? I've actually been doing reformer Pilates myself for a while now. So in this video, I'll be talking not only about the research and the science, but also about my own experience. Pilates was originally created by Joseph Pilates during World War I as a rehabilitation system for injured people. A reformer is a specialized machine that looks a little bit like a bed on wheels. It has a moving carriage, straps, springs, and adjustable resistance. And it's those springs that make the experience feels both gentle and surprisingly challenging at the same time. The biggest difference between reformer Pilates and traditional fitness is that there is a very little impact on your joints. You're not jumping, you're not destroying your knees, you're not doing explosive movements, but your muscles are working the entire time. One of the reasons reformer Pilates became so popular is that it combines strength, body control, and a relatively low risk of injury. And in the US, Pilates is absolutely everywhere right now. After the yoga boom and the Soul Cycle era, Pilates has become one of the biggest symbols of modern wellness culture. People don't just want to lose weight anymore, they want to feel connected to their bodies, improve their posture, move more intentionally, and Pilates fits perfectly into that narrative. But honestly, most people don't start Pilates because of posture, they start because of aesthetics. TikTok has practically created its own genre, the Pilates morning routine. The videos are always the same. A girl wakes up in a spotless apartment, puts on her Alo yoga set, grabs a matcha and heads to a reformer class in a studio with beige walls and perfect lighting. At some point, Pilates stopped looking like a workout and started looking like a social class. And honestly, I think my subscribers are their own social class too. These are the people who understand what's actually happening behind popular trends, people who can tell the difference between hype and real value, and people with functioning critical thinking skills. So, subscribe to the channel and officially join my social group. The first thing that surprised me was that Pilates looks much more easier than it feels. When you watch those TikTok videos, it seems like people are just gracefully stretching their legs to relax muscles. But in reality, you start doing the tiniest movement and suddenly your entire body is shaking. That's one of the defining features of reformer Pilates. There is a huge focus on deep stabilizing muscles, balance control, and body awareness. You're not just working your abs, you're constantly holding your body in a specific position, and because of that, the workout feels completely different from traditional fitness. And after a few classes, I noticed something else. Pilates started affecting my posture and the way I carry myself throughout the day. You begin to notice how you stand, how you sit, how you engage your core. It stops feeling like just 1 hour workout and starts feeling more like an ongoing relationship with your own body. There are basically two camps now, Pilates princesses and gym girls. The term Pilates princess has become its own cultural phenomenon over the last couple of years. It started as a TikTok joke about girls who built their entire personality around reformers, matcha, and the clean girl aesthetic. And then somehow it became a real trend. And if you look closely, the Pilates princess is really just a new version of an old female beauty ideal. Back in the 2010s, we had the era of BBLs, oversized curves, and the Kardashian body. Everything was about bigger glutes, wider hips, and a more exaggerated silhouette. But now the pendulum has swung back. The ideal body is slim again, but not over-muscular, thin but still healthy, and Pilates fits perfectly into that aesthetics. The internet has become very good at selling the idea that reformer Pilates creates a specific kind of body. TikTok is full of videos with titles like "How Pilates Changed My Body," "Pilates Body VC Gym Body," "Why Models Only Do Pilates," but I think it's important to remember that a model's body is not the result of one workout. It's genetics, nutrition, body fat percentage, age, lifestyle, sometimes food restrictions, and sometimes it's simply a natural, very lean body type. But social media loves selling a simple formula: do this workout, get this body, when in reality, as usual, it's a lot more complicated than that. Now, let's talk about celebrities, because celebrities are a big reason reformer Pilates became such a massive fitness phenomenon in the first place. We all know the ultimate Pilates girl, Hailey Bieber. Although interestingly, in 2026, she said that Pilates has become a little overrated and that there are now too many bad instructors and too much of a superficial approach to it. But there are also some unexpected Pilates fans. One of them is Ed Sheeran. He has talked about getting into Pilates to help with his back and posture after years of touring and constant travel. Another surprising fan is Harry Styles. His trainers have said that Pilates helps him with endurance, mobility and body control while performing on a tour. LeBron James has also incorporated Pilates into his training for recovery and core strength, and Cristiano Ronaldo has used Pilates-inspired stabilization work to improve flexibility and help prevent injuries. Ryan Gosling spent a lot of time doing reformer Pilates while preparing for Barbie. His trainer, David Higgins, said that the program wasn't built around strength training alone. Pilates was a major part of it too. The Kens reportedly did 2 Pilates sessions per week, while the Barbies did 4, and everyone was working on reformers and focusing on deep core muscles. Jennifer Aniston is probably one of the most dedicated Pilates fans in Hollywood. She has said that she originally turned to Pilates after injuries and back problems, because she needed a form of exercise that could strengthen her body without putting extra stress on her joints. And that's actually one of the reasons Pilates appeals to so many people beyond models and influencers. It's also popular among people in their 40s, 50s and beyond because it's generally much gentler on the joints than many other types of exercise. And that brings us to another myth about reformer Pilates. On social media, Pilates often looks like a workout designed exclusively for very skinny girls in ala yoga sets, but in reality it's been used for years by athletes, musicians and people who care less about getting smaller and more about moving well, recovering properly and keeping their bodies functioning under heavy physical demands. But let's step away from TikTok for a minute. What does this science actually say? The good news is that Pilates does have some well-supported benefits. Research suggests that it can help improve posture, strengthen the core, improve balance, reduce lower back pain, and increase mobility and body control. That's one of the reasons Pilates is so commonly used in rehabilitation setting. But here's the important part. The research does not show that reformers magically create a special type of body. There is no scientific category called a Pilates body, and that's actually become one of the most debated topics in the American fitness community right now. Many trainers have started openly criticizing Pilates marketing because it often sells people an almost unrealistic visual outcome, especially since TikTok became obsessed with comparing gym body versus Pilates body, because it creates a pretty toxic idea that a strong muscular body is somehow less feminine, while the ideal body, female body, should be as small, slim and delicate as possible. And many fitness experts argue that this is really just the return of all the fitness standards, just packaged in a new aesthetically pleasing way. Honestly, I think the biggest benefit for Pilates isn't getting a model body. It's the feeling that you start understanding your body better. After a typical workout, I often just felt tired, but after a reformer class, there is this strange feeling of being more put together. Almost like your body feels more stable, stronger, and more controlled. And another thing I really like is that Pilates doesn't force you into that constant mindset of faster, harder, stronger. There is much more focus on the quality of movement than on simply pushing yourself to exhaustion. Pilates is basically the perfect social media product. It's beautiful, it's calm, and aesthetic. You don't look exhausted. You can finish a workout, grab a matcha, and immediately take photos. An entire industry has grown around that image. Today, Pilates is often sold not as a workout, but as the lifestyle of a put-together successful woman. And the problem starts when people begin to feel that they are somehow falling behind if they are not part of that. At the same time, there are growing concerns about where all this heading. Business Insider recently reported that many modern studios are turning Pilates into a fast-paced commercial workout where technique and safety sometimes take a back seat. And there is another issue. Pilates is increasingly becoming a very expensive status symbol. $40 or $50 for a single class, $200 workout sets, pink water bottles, grip socks, candles, the whole wellness lifestyle. At this point, all of this is being sold as a status. And reformer classes are often significantly more expensive than a traditional gym membership. At popular studios like Solid Core or SLT, a single class in New York or Los Angeles can cost $40 to $50, while unlimited monthly memberships can run anywhere from $350 to $500. And many boutique studios also sell mandatory starter packs, grip socks, membership fees, and cancellation penalties. Then there is the next level. Equinox, the famous gym chain frequented by celebrities and influencers, can cost anywhere from $300 to $500 a month, depending on the city and membership level. And ultra-luxury wellness clubs in places like New York and Los Angeles can cost thousands of dollars per month, often with additional initiation fees, which creates a strange situation. Pilates is marketed as self-care, but in practice it increasingly functions as a marker of wealth, because if you can't afford the lifestyle that comes with it, it can start to feel like you are not fully part of the beautiful wellness culture. So, is Pilates worth trying? I think yes, if you genuinely enjoy this type of exercise, especially if you have a desk job, back pain, poor posture, or if you simply hate aggressive high-intensity workouts. But it's important not to fall into the marketing trap. Pilates is not a magic machine that gives you Hailey Bieber's body. And honestly, no workout exists separately from the rest of your life. You don't need all the Pilates accessories. You don't need an aloe set. You don't need to drink a matcha after every class. At the end of the day, Pilates is about your health and your relationship with your body. And Pilates is just one option among many forms of movement. The most important thing is finding something that actually works for you. So, why can't celebrities seem to quit Pilates? Because it actually works, especially for posture, core strength, flexibility, and overall body awareness. But also because Pilates fits perfectly into today's culture of the beautiful, expensive, and correct lifestyle. And one important disclaimer: if you decide to try Pilates, pay less attention to the aesthetic studio interior and more attention to the instructor and how closely they watch your technique. Pilates is all about precision. It's a little like AI. You can build the most expensive agent in the world, but if the prompt is bad, the result won't be great. And it's the same here. What matters isn't the packaging, it's the quality of the movement. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from this entire conversation. Reformers are neither magic nor a scam. They are simply a good tool. Everything else surrounding them, the aesthetics, the obsession with the perfect body, and the promise that you'll end up looking like a model, is part of a massive industry that's very good at selling a dream. Anyway, I should probably start getting ready for the class, and that's your cut for today.